really got these lights out here, but they can't afford like a decent spotter stand. Like, come on, man.
I heard that race was something else in there.
Yeah, the truck race was really good early, and then it was kind of after. They go slow, dude. Like, if we ever run North Wilkesboro again, we need to turn the grip way the fuck down because they were going
Yeah.
slow as shit around that track, dude. The trucks were doing, I think, like 105 at the end of the straightaway, and then like 60 to 70 mid corner, and I was like, damn, I think my I is set up for them doing like 100 in the corner and 130 down the straightaway. Like, I gotta turn all the grip down.
I freaking hope they get like a new North Wilkesboro, like the updated one, like of what it's like now.
Oh, if someone does it, they're gonna have to do so much work on the I.
I'm trying to find the video. We're
live.
live, by the way.
We got live. Let me get the thumbnail.
Should I pause it real quick? I will pause it real quick. We're live.
We don't know.
On YouTube.
We know
we
not
gotta,
what
we
we
gotta,
do.
we gotta let Discord know that we're live. But I don't even see the video on YouTube. I'm trying to find it. Are you able to find that?
I just saved the thumbnail.
I don't see the video.
Oh, why is it black?
Why is it black?
Nope, I got it.
Are you able to send me the link or something on Discord? 'Cause I don't even see that we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome here to Indianapolis. The Indy 250, 100 laps. Me and Zach Rogers will call the race for you this afternoon. Dylan Schwellenberg is on pole position. DJ Curtis is alongside Jesse Tunner, Samuel England, and Dejon Weeks. They are the top 5 starting positions as everyone starts getting singled in here.
There's the link if you want it for the headlines.
Okay. Slowly letting everyone know right before we get started for today's race. Gotta let Discord know. I gotta put the Discord down in the comments so people can join in the future. Here we go. Putting stuff in now.
Switch back to my account on desktop.
We are live. Boom. 100 laps of racing for round 7 of the Indianapolis 250. The first 5 rows inside of the top 10. Starting in the points today, Dylan Schwellenberg, DJ Curtis are on the front row. Desperately looking to turn their season around. Dylan Schwellenberg has scored some points. Curtis yet to find victory lane this season. Back in row 2, Jesse Tunner has really struggled this season. But that top 3, we know what they're capable of. Samuel England's had a good start to the season. His teammate Marchese won at Homestead. He's looking to also add a win for Red Bull Racing. Dejon Weeks, his second place finish at Road Atlanta closed him to 4 points behind Zayden Davidson. Really close to top the championship battle. Outside of the top 5, it is Dom Caps, who has also had a brilliant start for Team Velocity this season. Vince Freeze alongside James Silverfox. Silverfox for back-to-back races. That was Rockingham, Road Atlanta. He's finished 3rd, and he's bagged a lot of points. 30 points on the board in 2 races there. He's just a little outside of a race. Vince Freeze's win at Road Atlanta was massive for that organization. Eric Damax has slipped a little bit in the point standings, but still a phenomenal start to the year for Damax. And Anthony Marchese will be starting in 10th. A little further back, Charles Sanford, Bobo Jones, James Shelley, Dane Stinson. Stinson was fastest in practice. Bobby Jones, Jones and Shelley, car 71 and 47, have yet to score points this season, and they're in top quality equipment. Could possibly do something today. Cole Baker teammates with Will Goss starting mid-pack. Then it's Cal Farrell, who scored points at Road Atlanta. Matt Rodriguez, a part-time effort by Kyle Collins. A little further back, Jordan Fisher, also a part-time effort. A lot of different entries for this race that made the field. Ryan Acosta, there's the championship leader, Zayden Davidson starting mid-pack. Joseph Shrigley, Rockingham's winner, going to come from the mid-pack. Jeffrey White, Mitchell Collins. Jeffrey White, man, he blew up as he took the checker flag at Road Atlanta. looking to score points today. He'll have to come from a ways back. Shade Eves has yet to score any points today. And how about Peter Onjak? Onjak is back in the Sony Cup Series since the Daytona 500 Lap 2 incident. He'll be looking to try and get out of the negative bracket in points after getting that points penalty. Sean Perkins leads the Open Car Championship. Sean Harple a long ways back. Some guys that haven't scored points yet this season. Logan Cloud in the 56. And the 04, Patrick Smith. Diego Yepes in the 77. Yet to score points along with Hannah Allen behind him. Dylan Young back here. And then there's RJ Bishop, a part-time effort. Another effort here by Malik Nevins in the 98 to make the race. And Zach, how would you say this name again? Jacques Anderson. First ever Sony Cup Series start. I'm always bad with names for the very first time, but this is Anderson's first race for Anjato. And that team got their personal best finish last week at Road Atlanta. In the last 2 rows, Allison Liera. Oh, I was supposed to put Liera's car in. Oh, no. There was the 22 car I was supposed to put in. Oh, I can't really turn back now. I will put the 22 car in for the next race, which is supposed to honor Savannah Faye. Aiden Shepard starting 40th today. He scored points at Road Atlanta. I'm really sorry about not putting that car in, the right one. But Miles Mashburn in the 07 starting in the last row of the grid, and Cody Lamas, who was fast in practice, he had a really poor run in qualifying, starting dead last. Well, that is the 42-car grid. Took some time to go through the field for you, but we got ourselves prepared for the race. It's 100 laps, and it's going to be a long effort today. What do you think about today's race, Zach?
It's going to be endurance, like a little bit different from the Daytona 500 is you got to use, some skill here. You got to lift, you got to use some brake, and it's 100 laps around Indianapolis, second biggest crown jewel event, in my opinion, here in the Sony Cup Series. So whoever wins today is going to be loving it.
This track is notorious for being fast and super dangerous, and every accident is prone to be very bad. The green flag flies. Dylan Schwellenberg and DJ Curtis lead the field down. We're going to see speeds upwards to 200+ miles an hour into the corner. Not entirely sure what the fall-off will be mid-corner by speed, but these cars absolutely fly around this racetrack. Schwellenberg gets the lead early, but Turner's going to try and follow suit to get the lead. Kind of double file on the way down the racetrack. Jesse Turner to the inside, going to look to take the lead. Oh, he slips in entering turn 3. Dejon Weeks, a big move there. They're 3 wide for the lead.
Man, they are going crazy here, and it's only the first lap of the race. Weeks making it 3 wide. What a daredevil, but Turner's going to lead the first lap.
Jesse Turner desperately needs to turn his season around, and Turner going to try and shut the door. A previous winner here of the Indy 250. Weeks files back in behind the 17, but he gives the inside to Dom Capps. What a start to the year by Dom Capps, by the way, for Team Velocity. He's been packing in top 5s every time he can. A lot of top 5 efforts by this 6 team. Looking to try and do it again.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time before this 6-car wins. We saw Vince Freeze get the win for Martin Motorsports at Road Atlanta. And this 6 team has had speed every week. Sometimes things just don't go their way, but maybe today's the day. But it's only lap 3, coming to lap 3 here. So it's still a long race.
Fords have really struggled at the start of this season. And only one other time in all these races has Ford outran any manufacturer when it came to the best finish by a manufacturer in a race. There's a new point system for the manufacturers, and the highest finishing manufacturer gets points on the way down. And, well, the Ford has not been very good as far for this season. And it's only Jesse Turner, James Shelley, and Diego Yepes driving Fords full-time this season. And Turner, a 2-time champion of the Sony Cup Series ever since winning his 10th win and his 2nd championship in 2021. It's not really been that good in the Sony Cup Series for Jesse Turner. 2022 was kind of a down year. He got a win late in the year at Rockingham. Other than that, 2022 was not something to really be too happy about. 2023 has not started off much better, but a win today would definitely turn things around and make that team very happy. But here comes Weeks again. He's got a fast car.
Yeah, that 30 car, you know, that's another car that's pretty much fast week in and week out, and definitely championship threat here is Dejan Weeks, but he needs to start getting some more top 3 finishes, get some more wins. But how about some of the drivers here in the top 10? No, we got Dane Stinson, Will Goss up here. Man, they are having some really good runs here early in the going.
The draft is super important. We saw in practice, Eric DeMax was almost like last in practice, and he qualified well. I mean, that just goes to show you that when you're not in the draft, you can be right there at the bottom of the timesheets, and when you're in this draft, you just about have a chance. It's not exactly like a Daytona and Talladega like you mentioned at the start of the race, but if you're in this pack and you got a decent handling car, you can definitely slipstream your way through the pack and make a real threat for yourself. And Dane Stinson, who was fast in practice, really showcasing his speed here and potential. Dane has not scored any points at all this season. He's got the best average finish of any driver that has yet to score a point this season. And, well, Dane's got a good chance to do that this afternoon.
Back at the front, Dylan Schwallenberg is looking to charge back forward. You see him and Turner have driven back by Dejan Weeks. But so far, it's Dom Capps, Samuel England 1-2. And no one has really challenged Dom yet since he took the race lead.
Front 5 breaking away. Look at Weeks getting to the inside. Turn 4 has always been kind of the Achilles heel to get to the inside. If you're not significantly alongside of a race car, you gotta lift a little bit exiting turn 4. It gets real tight there. Here comes Turner going for second position.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about this racetrack is, for whatever reason, turns 1 and 2 are the preferred turns to pass at on the inside line. Turn 3 is practically even, but turn 4 is just a very good defensive corner if you're on the outside for whatever reason. And these corners are supposedly shaped all the same, but sometimes I wonder if there's just that little bit of extra tightness to turn 4 that makes it a good defensive corner.
Yeah, each corner is supposed to be just about the same, but something about turn 4 is significantly different. Weeks looks like he wants to take it 3 wide. I think he might do so. Here he comes. Schwallenberg's got a good car. He might be able to hold him off at bay. Here comes Stinson to the inside of England.
You see what happened? England got put to the outside in turn 1 that previous lap, and now he has been getting freight trained. Dane Stinson up to 5th place. Wow.
The championship leader started mid-packed, already in the championship points positions. Oh, nearly into Sanford there. Goss has been able to hold his own inside the top 10 early on. He's got a good car today. Schwallenberg's going after Weeks again, but Dom Capps has got a fast car.
Yeah, that number 6, Yu-Gi-Oh! Mitsubishi, looks pretty hooked up right now, Noah, but you know, you've seen the 6 team have so much speed in a lot of races this year, and then something always seems to happen, so he's just got to keep the car clean and make sure the strategy is on point over there on the pit box, and today just might be their day.
Dom Capps is usually really good here. When he drove for Martin Motorsports, this was usually their one track that they stood out against most all season long. Martin Motorsports was kind of in the mid-20s in points for a lot of their seasons with Dom Capps. And, well, Capps moving over to Team Velocity. He got a top 5 2 times for Martin Motorsports the last couple of years. And, well, for Capps moving over, not at Martin Motorsports anymore, but Team Velocity, one of the affiliate teams working together with each other, technical alliance, if you will, with Mitsubishi. Carrying forward some momentum. Always runs well here at Indianapolis. Weeks and Schwallenberg just behind him. Eric DeMax quietly has entered the top 5. England just behind has stayed in here. Charles Sanford rim right in the outside, takes it around Will Goss. Tunner slipped a little ways back. He was 4th when he crossed the line last lap. Got kicked up high. Lost a couple of positions.
And that's a curious thing about the whole Mitsubishi thing with Team Velocity and Martin Motorsports is it's one of those deals where it's like an equal partnership, tech alliance kind of thing. So both teams are getting the same amount of manufacturer support, similar to what you see with Monster Energy Racing and Joseph Shrigley Racing. And those two teams have been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's worked very well for them. So I think Martin Motorsports, Team Velocity, saw that and they wanted to get together and go over to Mitsubishi, and it's really worked out. So, it might be something more teams might want to look into. I think Cybertron Motorsports and United Emirates do something similar as well.
That's exactly right. United Emirates Racing, Sean Harple, he started a long ways back, and he's been making his way towards the front. He's inside the top 15. Harple started in 30th, and a little ways behind him. Sean Perkins has also entered the top 20. He's bringing teammate Logan Cloud, who was 3rd in practice, just behind him inside the top 20. DJ Curtis, though, qualified on the outside front row and has dropped a near mid-pack.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel for this 19 team, man. Every week they have so much pace in qualifying, and they just always seem to be lacking something in the race. Almost 7 out of 10 times it seems like they're lacking something in the race. So hopefully they can get something figured out here still very early.
Outside of the top 20 on lap 13, James Shelley with Jordan Fisher, Jeffrey White, Mitchell Collins, Anthony Marchese's down here. There's Peter Onjak, Patrick Smith. Matthew Rodriguez had a poor run in qualifying. He's still back here. Farrell and Cole Baker, Dylan Young, RJ Bishop, Shade Eves. Cody Lamas has not really made a whole lot of hay here. He has been back here still in 35th. That's not a good effort by Curtis Racing at all. Not handling well in the pack, it seems.
And they had to, I believe, change an engine out after qualifying. I want to say it was either an engine problem or a tire problem in qualifying, because when you looked at the leaderboard, they were almost a 1.5 seconds off who they started next to there on the final row.
Mashburn, Bobo Jones, Anderson, Nevins, Yepes, Liera, then Shepard's a long ways back with Hannah Allen. That's the field for you, as we got a new leader. Dejon Weeks has taken the lead from Dom Caps.
And look who's up to 3rd, Eric the Max for Joseph Shrigley Racing. And you see what I'm talking about, that turn 4 outside run, a great defensive run there for the Max over Schwallenberg. And it checks up some of the guys behind them, and it's going to allow Charles Sanford and Will Goss to make moves to the inside. Goss is going to get 2 positions here. He passes Davidson and England through turn 1.
Flipside Motorsports with Will Goss specifically has had an amazing start to the season. 4th place in the Daytona 500. That was big points for them to start the season. Ever since then, they've been getting top 20s a lot. Have not really got any points for their good effort in their sophomore season, but Goss has done a phenomenal job, I would say. Not scored since Daytona, but still a phenomenal start to the season. They've had pace. Here comes Shrigley looking at the inside of Davidson. Can't quite get them there. And Caps is reeled back in on the back bumper of Dejon Weeks. Here he comes down to the inside. Looked like he wanted to try and make a move. Caps has looked like he's got one of the best cars. MER JSR continuing to work closely together. The 30 and the 18. Fast every week. And here comes Dom Caps for the race lead. Oh man, Weeks trying to fight back on the top. Here comes Schwallenberg trying to enter the battle. Charles Sanford's been very quiet, though, right here inside the top 10. He could be a threat for today's race for Shea Bianca Racing. Caps gets the lead. Schwallenberg gets 2nd place.
And really hard to gauge who the favorite, or the best car, rather, is right now. It looks like it might be Dom Caps, but we're seeing a lot of these drivers able to get big runs in the draft. The Max really missed turn 3 there for a second. He checked up. Looked like he wanted to send it on the inside of Dejan, but thought better of it and then really slid up the corner there. But the top 10 or so, I believe, are single file right now, and that's where we're really going to start to see these runs develop as Schwallenberg's closing up to the back of Dom Caps.
Eric DeMax has kind of got like a fire under him coming into this race weekend. Eric DeMax wants to try and prove a point. It was announced that they lost a primary sponsorship deal coming into this race weekend. And, well, JSR and DeMax have had probably a 10 out of 10 start to the season. I know they're not leading the points. They haven't won a race, but this is Joseph Strigley Racing we're talking about. And a couple of years ago, this team was failing to qualify for races, and now it's a technical alliance working closely together like a sister team to MER, with Eric DeMax and Dane Stinson partnered with Dejan Weeks and Bobby Jones. They think they can win races, and that's a different tone that JSR is not used to having coming into race weekends. And having an all-star driver like Eric DeMax behind the wheel, they really do feel confident in their driver. And the fact that they lost a sponsor is really kind of baffling to me.
And how about Saden Davidson now, Noah, up to 4th, looking for 3rd on the Max here, but I think the Max is going to get a big run off of turn 4 here. And then it looks like Saden's not going to really get draft help. That might allow Dejan to make a move. Yep, there goes Dejan. And Joseph Strigley has moved up the running order now, looking to fight for a top 5 position.
Weeks and Davidson are going to keep close eyes on each other because the championship lead. We talk about the championship leader every week. We got to. The championship is the most important thing in the Sony Cup Series, and everyone wants to win it. And Davidson's been leading it since round 2, but Dejan Weeks is only 4 points behind. Schwallenberg's going to have a peek at the lead.
Let's see if he can get enough here to clear Caps through turn 4.
What a power drive.
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, I think out of everybody, the 6s look the best running that like second groove up in turn 4. And Noah, I know we've got a ton of action right here at the front, but I just noticed the 34 of James Silverfox has entered the top 10. And, you know, kind of curious the season Silverfox has had, one of those veteran drivers. And, I mean, it would be amazing to see this man get another W. I know he is hungry for a win in the Sony Cup Series again, and he got that win in the Napa Truck Series about a month ago at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Silverfox ended up getting a top 10 at North Wilkesboro, got a point there, and then has had a very quiet season until he went to Rockingham and got 3rd place. Everyone thought it was kind of a fluke, and then he went and did it again at Road Atlanta. And, well, back-to-back weeks, it's showcased that he's got a lot of speed. And I think here at Indy, I know Road Atlanta is Road Atlanta, but here at Indianapolis, you have to have a good car to be up here. You got to have a lot of speed. DeMax has just went up there and took the lead from Caps. Silverfox, though, to my point, though, for UER, he has showcased Harples came from 30th, just outside of the top 10. UER's got a ton of speed, but it's Caps that has lost the lead. He's lost a ton of positions from here, and it's Eric DeMax now way out ahead, and the championship leader's looking to get 2nd.
Yeah, they were trained up behind Caps, and DeMax was the one that made the move, and you see how many positions Dom lost. He's going to get a couple of them back here through turn 1, following the 91 of Davidson. But that just shows you, man, like that's how fast you can lose spots here. If you've got a ton of cars lined up behind you going into turn 1 and turn 2, you get stuck on that outside line, you're saying goodbye to about 3 to 5 positions.
Just outside of the top 10, everyone's kind of in a big old pack together trying to work their way forward. Ryan Acosta's up here. Bobby Jones has quietly tailed the pack. But Kyle Collins, in a part-time effort for Curtis Racing, the highest running Curtis Racing car, by the way, he is in the top 15. It's a good effort by Collins. So we love to see Kyle Collins run well. He's one of everyone's favorite Canadians. Up front, Caps looking to try and get back to the lead. Whoa, look at Sanford lean over on Dylan Schwallenberg. Some hard racing early on. We're just about a quarter of the way through the race. Eric DeMax has enjoyed the race lead for a couple of laps now, but Caps wants to get back up there and take it away once again. Zayden Davidson's got a quick car for another race. Charles Sanford, oh, what he would love if he could go back to victory lane here at Indy. It's been since 2015 when only like 9 cars finished at the end of that one when he last visited victory lane here at Indianapolis. This 18 and Shea Bianca Racing, excuse me, has been phenomenal to start the season. It's the old CM Racing team. Dejon Weeks still hanging out in the top 5. There's been a couple people, though, Zach, that's just kind of been right here inside the top 5, top 10. They have not moved any further back. They've been able to stay up here. DeMax, Caps, and then Weeks and Schwellenberg. England as well. He's kind of slid a little ways down the top 10, but he still stayed in here. But as soon as Davidson's entered the top 10, he's been a big threat too. Here comes Caps going for the lead on Eric DeMax.
Let's see how many positions DeMax potentially loses here. You see a bit of a gap there back to Davidson, but it looks like he might fall down to 3rd. He might be able to get in line here in front of Weeks. So 2 spots lost there through turns 1 and 2. Looks like Dejon's going to look for another position here into turn 3. Now, you talked about drivers that have entered the top 5, top 8. They've kind of stayed there. One driver that hasn't stayed there is Jesse Turner. And that car looked really quick to start the race, but now he has fallen down to, I believe, 13th, 14th place now. He might be in danger of falling outside of the top 15.
That's exactly right. Jesse Turner had a great run in qualifying. He fired off really well in the opening 5 laps, but oh, an engine failure. That's Kyle Collins. The Starbucks Chevrolet is up in smoke, and he was running inside the top 10. He was in 10th position.
You know, I was just going to mention him too, Noah. He had crawled his way up to the top 15, the fastest Curtis Racing car to the point of this race here, and that engine is up in smoke, and I don't think he's making it back around to the pit lane.
We're going to wait and see if a yellow flag does come out. Nobody is coming on the racetrack. So, yeah, no yellow flag for that. Dom Caps in the lead. The officials do not throw a yellow flag. That is a big shame, really, for Kyle Collins in the 39 for his Starbucks Chevrolet. He had a fast race car, and not often does Kyle Collins race in the Sony Cup Series. For right now, at least, he's back in the Hardee's National Series.
And remember, Collins made that move down to Hardee's last year, and he has stayed with Curtis Racing down there, and he's been having a great time and making the Sony Cup start here this afternoon, and it's a shame that his race is over here just about 25% of the way through the event.
Eric DeMax keeping Caps honest, trying to push him into the corner faster than he wanted to go, and he kind of upset Caps just a little bit. DeMax is there, trying to put a nose in there. We know Eric DeMax is very aggressive. He tried, but couldn't quite make the move.
Now we see behind this top 3 that Joseph Shrigley and Samuel England have re-entered the top 5, and they've put a bit of a gap back to Zayden Davidson.
I think that gap will slowly reel themselves back in together. So are Fox and Harple. UER. 2 cars inside the top 10. A great effort by them so far. Will Goss is able to stay in there. Stay right there in the mix of trying to get points for today's race. Ryan Acosta down the inside of Bobby Jones. Jones has just not really had the speed like his teammate has to be able to get inside the top 10. He's just been there and thereabout. But Great Lakes Motorsports, how about this for them? Perkins and Cloud moving their way past and going closer to the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Perkins, you know, champion of the series. I mean, about expected for him here, but Logan Cloud, man, this is really impressive to see him up here right behind his teammate. I mean, the Honda's really got something going on here, and it's very impressive to watch.
Logan Cloud in the 56, yet to score points. He's been following Sean Perkins all race long. They've been like nose to tail. It's like Cloud's like the trailer behind the pickup of Sean Perkins, and Perkins is just plowing his way to the front. Lap after lap, just picking a car off here or two, and Cloud's just followed him through. Only a couple of cars away for both cars getting inside the top 10. DeMax again trying on Domcaps for the lead. Can't do anything.
He just cleared Dejan there into turn 4. Now we'll see maybe if Dejan has a bit of a defensive line off of turn 4. Now, Noah, when should we expect these cars to pit? We're just about a third of the way through the event. Is this a 1-stop or is it a 2-stop here this afternoon?
I'm thinking, it's hard to say. I think this is likely a 2-stop race. We're probably in the next handful of laps going to be expecting green flag pit stops. I think these guys can go upwards to lap 45 if they really wanted to, but I doubt they really are going to want to do that because the undercut can be pretty powerful here. But you got to also be in the draft, so it's really hard to tell with strategy here, because if you aren't in a pack, you're massively slower. There's a spin. Charles Sanford in front of the field. His teammate hits him. DJ Curtis is there. Sean Harple's involved. More cars coming.
And DJ Curtis is involved, which, you know, just insult to injury for the pace that this car had today. And he was starting the challenge for the top 10, and now just an accident here off of turn 4, and I think his race is over. Charles Sanford, too, man, what a run he was having, and it looks like he got turned, I'm assuming, and I think that car can continue, but it's just not going to have the pace that it once had before that wreck.
Charles Sanford was inside the points, I believe, just towards the rear of the top 10. He's had a great start of the year, entered 10th in the points. Only really that win at North Wilkesboro and a point at Dubai has really been the only points he's gathered this season. But DJ Curtis in car 19, his teammate has enjoyed a lot of success to start this season, but Curtis is over 2 races behind the championship leader, and we're on race 7. He's going to lose even more points possibly, and that is a shame. We're going to get a replay of what happened. It looked as though Charles Sanford got spun by somebody, and it looks like it was from Sean Harple. Racing towards the rear of the top 10. Harple kind of stuck his nose in there. Not sure. Going to have to get another replay of that. A very ambitious move by Harple at first. And Curtis, not sure if he couldn't slam on the brakes fast enough or something, but he plowed in the rear of the 14.
Yeah, it looked like maybe 14 got knocked back up into the middle of the track, and Curtis had nowhere to go, and then I think Jeffrey White might have gotten a piece of that too.
You see Harple's got a run on Sanford, and Harple's going to make a move, but I don't know.
That looks like a dive bomb to me, man.
Not sure what the 2016 Hardy's champion was trying to do there. Curtis maybe could have slammed on the brakes a little better there, but Jeffrey White did get some damage, so he's going to have to make some damage repair. Might be in danger of not scoring points today because of that damage. Once you get damage, you're way off the pace. But
a very aero-dependent racetrack for sure, so any bit of damage is really going to hurt here this afternoon. And a couple of cars there barely missed the 14 of Sean Harple when he was spinning back up towards the outside wall. Some guys got really lucky.
Here's that onboard.
Yeah, a bit of a dive bomb, and you know he wasn't there, so of course Charles is going to turn in for the corner.
It does look like on Harple's onboard that the move was possibly on, but that move it wasn't really there, was it? It was Sanford had the line, he could have done it, and he turned in, wasn't expecting Harple to make that move, but very lucky that nobody else piled in. We got really lucky with that one. Everyone pits.
Yeah, that could have been really, really big. So we're getting ready to go back racing. Dom Caps has retained the lead with the Max second and Weeks in third. Davidson, James Silverfox fifth. Strictly, Schwallenberg, England, Perkins, and Goss the top 10.
We do need to make note that everyone did make pit stops here. Everyone had to change 4 tires.
How about Peter Onjak? Did he get some good strategy there from the pit crew, I think? I think he's in the top 20 now. Yeah, look at that, 20th place for the Ford. We haven't seen him this high all day.
Just outside of the top 20, there's Cody Lamas, who is now just only like 10 positions back from the points. Could try and salvage something. He started dead last, so it's been a long time since somebody has started dead last and went on to win. The last person to do that was Jesse Tunner back in 2018 when he won at Darlington from dead last.
And we know it's possible if the stars align, because we saw Shrigley drive up from 40th back at Rockingham, and that was just totally impressive. But I'm not sure if the pace is there just yet for Cody to do that, but he's been moving forward all race, slowly but surely, so just going to have to wait and see.
Look at Silver Fox. I mean, again. Oh, but here comes DeMax. Going to go for the lead. Oh, and wow. I don't know if he got loose or tight or won, but he's going to lose a couple positions there as Weeks. DeMax takes the lead, and here comes the championship leader, Davidson. Everyone just wants this guy to have a bad day. Everyone's just wanting Davidson to just stop putting in top 10 finishes, especially top 5 finishes, where he's getting double-digit points in the races, because he's just been phenomenally consistent inside the top 10. Silver Fox back where he's finished the last couple of races, P3. I'm really impressed with James Silver Fox. The old man still got it, and he's not as old as everyone might seem. He's in his mid-40s, so he's still sort of got that. He's on the downhill, but everyone, we know how Luke Martin, he won the championship in his late 40s, and he's still doing well, even now.
It looks like Aiden Shepard might have had an issue there. I think we see him come down pit road here after the restart.
Yeah, Aiden Shepard in the 76. Not entirely sure what kind of issue he had. May have been a flat tire.
Acosta restarted up front in the top 20, but you can tell that there's some pace loss on this car. He's kind of holding up the guys that are behind him. But you see a big gap now from Shepard on up to whoever that is up ahead of these guys.
Dane Stinson. Stinson's in 16th position, or well, down to 17th position now, or 18th, sorry. But top 18 have kind of pulled away, and everyone else is going to be following behind Aiden Shepard. Shepard looks like he's kind of up to speed, but Ryan Acosta does have, he's looks like he's got some damage or something. Yeah, he took damage with the incident with Charles Sanford. Kind of forget about that, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened, but yeah, Acosta was the first one to run into the 8 after Sanford was spun around.
RJ Bishop having a decent day here.
Yeah, I don't think we've really talked about RJ all race, but he has moved up towards a almost top 25 now.
Which this team is just building, like their organization just need a clean day and try and finish as good as they can. And RJ's kind of one of those young guns. Very limited experience in the cup level. He's just trying to earn some respect out there. Underneath of Mitchell Collins now. Collins has had a pretty solid year in the Sony Cup Series, getting one of the best. Oh, RJ Bishop, we're talking about him.
Yeah, and I think Fitzwater just jinxed him in the chat.
I can't believe it. RJ Bishop's got an issue, and he's coming to pit road. Looks like it's a flat tire. Unreal. The jinx. Wow. Wow. Jeffrey White's coming to pit road. I think he might be getting
off pace.
I think he might be parked for the day. Might be going home. He is really slow. Anyways, back at the front of Sean Perkins is still staying inside of the top 10. Very impressive. I know he's a champion of the sport and all, but Great Lakes Motorsports has yet to really prove themselves in the Sony Cup Series as an organization until this season when they have the Season 8 champion behind the wheel, and he's doing a great job.
How about Dom Caps and Dylan Schwallenberg have about fallen out of the top 10 now? I don't know if they're stuck on the outside line or if they made a bad adjustment on that round of pit stops, but they have just been falling backwards right now.
Possibly a wrong adjustment on pit stops for the 6 and the 10. Oh, look at that block! That was a big block by James Sorfox on Davidson. He did not want to get shuffled back. And here comes Shrigley looking to the inside of Eric DeMax. Almost has a chance there. Here comes Turner on Davidson.
And as Caps and Schwallenberg have fallen back, Turner has had a bit of a resurgence here during the second stint to go back up to the top 5. But now look at Sean Perkins is going to move into the top 5 with a pass on Turner.
That's so impressive. Looked like Davidson was going to try and make a move to pass Sorfox in turn 1, and Sorfox took a peek of his own to the inside on Joseph Shrigley, shuffled him back to 4th, and Perkins, just as soon as he's entered the top 5, England's going to put him back, possibly. Will Goss continuing to be a threat here in the points.
Perkins going to get a great run there off of turn 4 to hold on to 5th, and now Silver Fox looking for the lead on the Max. And now here comes Shrigley to the inside of Davidson, looking to take 3rd back.
Oh, and here comes Sorfox. Sorfox. James Sorfox has never won the Indy 250.
Well, it's the first time for everything.
He's looking to do that today. He's done everything else. He's won at Darlington, he's won at Daytona, he's just never won here at Indianapolis. Trying my best to remember one, but he has never done that. Here comes Shrigley inside of DeMax. It definitely looks like since the restart that Joseph Shrigley, Eric DeMax, they are so good right now. But pulling the gap is James Sorfox. He's got a really good car. Perkins, really surprising a lot of people here. He's looking to get underneath the DeMax. He looked like he wanted Shrigley too.
And he's going to get up to 3rd now. This is so impressive by the Great Lakes Motorsports team.
Now, they are affiliated with Red Bull Racing and Horizon Group, so the power unit is still, like, firmly there, but you just do not really expect that. Oh, contact! Nearly an accident there. That was almost bad. Need to get a replay of that. That looked way worse than I thought off to the side. But, oh, wow!
That was some decent contact to the left rear of Bobby Jones from Dylan Schwallenberg, man.
Trying to get a better replay of that, but a big hit. Couldn't even quite see it there.
That almost took out Saden Davidson, our championship leader. He was so close to getting left reared from that.
I want to get an onboard of Dylan Schwallenberg to that. That was almost terrifying right there. Entering turn 3. I mean, a big hit, actually kind of messed up the hood. It's going to slightly mess up the aerodynamics of the 10.
That was like a carbon copy of what we saw happen with Sean Harbaugh and Charles Sanford, except it was in turn 3, not turn 4. And, you know, there's a lot more speed going down into turn 3. That could have been very bad.
Once somebody breaks sideways, it's all over for a lot of cars. You just don't have enough reaction time. You can't slow down fast enough. Sorfox's chance at the lead's going to go away here, but Perkins looks like he wants to take the lead. Great Lakes Motorsports looks like they can take the race lead here with Sean Perkins, but Dom Caps is going to the inside. Shrigley around the outside, takes the lead back.
Shrigley got a huge run there to prevent a 3-wide situation. Perkins is going to get the run here off of turn 4. Silver Fox is going to look to follow, but I don't think he's going to have enough of a run to clear Caps in the 1. And that's likely going to send Silver Fox in England down a few positions.
The Red Bull Racing Horizon Group Great Lakes Motorsports Alliance has really worked out this season. Honda has had a phenomenal debut season. Each week, a Honda is just so fast out on the racetrack. Shrigley got his first win in the Sony Cup Series. Anthony Marchese's got his first win in the Sony Cup Series. All driving Hondas. But Great Lakes Motorsports is the only team of that Honda organization to not win a race, and I don't think anyone, even that team, I don't even think Great Lakes Motorsports had really expected a win would be possible, but Perkins is driving it to the front, and how about Logan Cloud? He's in the top 10 in the points. The teammate to Sean Perkins.
Cloud's been holding inside the top 10 for a couple of laps now, but just so impressive what this team has been able to do today. I mean, that whole alliance really, Noah, with the exception of Anthony Marchese, has been in the top 10, top 15 today. And we can see Marchese now at the back of the picture starting to move forward towards the top 10.
Marchese has entered the top 15. Honda's has probably been the best manufacturer in terms of bringing fast race cars each and every round in this 2023 season. Perkins is reeling in Shrigley for the lead. Very impressive. The draft is very strong, but you got to have a good car to be challenging for the lead. And Sean Perkins and Joseph Shrigley off the track used to go at each other a little bit. Now they're kind of sort of like affiliate teammates, if you will. And 1-2. The fact that Sean Perkins, the Season 8 champion, is up front at Indianapolis of all places, and having a chance at the lead and maybe even the win this afternoon, it's got to make him, like, so happy no matter what happens. Just the fact that he's door-to-door for the lead by lap 50. 125 miles in the book. We are done. We're halfway. Second half is on. Soar Fox back into P3 once again. Logan Cloud continuing to be very impressive. Great Lakes Motorsports has had such a great day. They've been moving their way forward. DeMax is following a little ways back here. Look at Weeks. He's down to 10th. Stinson's dropped a little ways. And Dylan Schwellenberg, maybe that damage is kind of slowing him down some.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping. Even the smallest dent on the front end is going to hurt you in the aero game. Unless you are drafting behind someone, which the 10 car looks good when it's behind someone, but I think it might be having a little bit of extra drag now when leading or not having anyone to draft off of.
Logan Cloud, I'm very impressed here. GLM's got some fast race cars for Indianapolis, and I don't think I really expected that. This team, this entire season has been super close with every team and organization. The most competitive Sony Cup Series season in the modern era, I believe. I can't remember a season where we've had this many different organizations have a real good chance to run inside the top 10, but it's been probably the most important season for that to happen with the new point system for this year. Top 10 scores points, and everyone's been very aggressive this season. Logan Cloud is in the top 5 into 4th place, but here comes England back. We have not talked about England at all, and definitely not talked about Marchese. He's in the points.
We haven't talked about England recently, but we sure were talking about him earlier on. Kind of faded out of the top 5 on that first stint, but it looks like that car is really strong now. Some adjustments, I'm sure, on the pit lane. And, of course, Anthony Marchese has been silent most of the race, but now here he comes inside the top 10, right behind Dom Capps and Logan Cloud.
Cloud got up to 4th, slowly losing a couple of positions. He'll learn from that. He'll learn what he can do better next time when he gets up there to be able to defend and keep his position. Here comes England. A big move to the inside of Turner, and that's unlike England. England usually is a take kind of guy. But he was able to lift off there and give Turner the space and live to fight another day. Perkins is kind of hurting these guys a little bit, I think. Or either Shrigley's just that much faster. Here comes Turner to the inside. And Turner needs a day like this. He fell back a little ways. We talked about how he had fell outside the top 10. Maybe made some adjustments on pit stops there. Got himself back in the top 5, and he's looking good again.
And this is why you always say, you know, it's not over until it's over, and it's called a race. You know, Dom Capps, class of the field on that first run, but has now fallen back a ways, trying to move back forward, is the 6 car, but it's not easy. You really got to set up your passes here, and you got to make them in turns 1 and 2. But Caps is starting to go back in the right direction. Same with Dane Stinson. You know, we saw Stinson up front earlier. He's starting to rebound a little bit. How about Eric DeMax, Noah? DeMax has fallen out of the top 10 on this particular run. So, you know, you just see it with the pit stops. You know, adjustments get made.
Some guys a little further back. Jordan Fisher trying to reel his way forward. Haven't talked much about Shelley, but here he is, tailing in the pack. Bobby Jones continues to stay in the lead pack, but just is not able to get up there inside the top 10. Looks like he's a little tight. Logan Cloud now down to the rear of the lead pack, with Vince Freeze just behind. 18 cars. They're all crammed together. Little ways outside of the top 18. Cole Baker and Mitchell Collins make up the top 20. Shade Eves, Aiden Shepard's a lap down. Cal Farrell, Matt Rodriguez has had a poor day. He's down here in 23rd.
Yeah, they just missed something on that 9 car. How about Onjak? We did see him up to 20th after pit stops, but he's kind of faded just a bit. Just not a lot of pace out of that 4 car. Same with Cody Lamas, you know. Just doesn't seem to have all the pieces together.
It seems like maybe that Aiden Shepard merging in front of them cost this entire group of guys back here to lose the lead pack, and they've not been able to really get organized well either. There's Acosta, he's got some damage.
They also had Ryan Acosta, who they were navigating on the restart, that I think was holding him up because he was on. Oh, we've had a crash. Dom Caps is involved.
Dom Caps looks like he has been spun around. Mitchell Collins, or Will Goss, sorry. He's slow on the racetrack. He was in that lead pack. Same with Bobby Jones. We're seeing a few guys that are ways from the lead pack that might have been involved in that, but Dom Caps in the 6. Doesn't look like he's got a ton of damage. Oh, he's got it all on the rear.
It's all on the rear end. It looks like he might be able to continue, but not sure how much pace this 6 car is going to have. I think there might be a little bit of front end damage. I'm not really sure.
Let's see what happened here with Dom Caps. He was on the top, a very vulnerable position. They're 3 wide behind him with Logan Cloud. Cloud done made a 3 wide move, and he was a little bit ambitious trying to get another position. Spun Dom Caps. It was a hard hit to back in the outside wall. Will Goss looked like he might have missed that one. But
I don't think anyone else hit him. I think they all got it woed down, but that was a very dangerous situation there off of turn 2 in front of about half a dozen cars.
We're gonna see
and it's just another case of a dive bomb situation, I think, here, Noah.
Yeah, a young driver here trying to. I know Harple wasn't really a young driver.
He was. I don't know, actually. He was kind of there. He had a big run coming. And yeah, man, everyone, the 47, 82, and 51, they all got it woed down. So yeah, I think that might be. You could maybe put that on Dom's spotter a little bit, not letting him know that the 56 has a big run here, and they just barely make contact.
Logan Cloud's going for it, and Caps, I don't think, expected him to do that. But yeah, backed it in the outside wall. One of the fastest race cars, too. And nobody else hit him, but a big hit to the back of the wall. It's going to take out one of our strongest contenders. Almost merged out up in front of everybody. It did give everyone the space. Pit stops are underway. Perkins leaves the pit road. Jesse Turner. Turner's going to leave with a lead.
Yeah, and they are going to be, I think, right on the edge of the fuel window here. They're pitting here on lap 59.
It'll be very close. Around lap 40 to 45. It's usually around the pit window. And that is going to be pretty close. Turner is going to be your leader on the restart whenever we get back. Turner over Soarfox. Dane Stinson in 3rd. Pit strategy for a lot of these guys, getting them out ahead. Sean Perkins in 4th. Anthony Marchese, haven't talked about him at all today. And he lines up in 5th. Eric DeMax, James Shelley, and Jordan Fisher. Logan Cloud still in the top 10. Dejon Weeks is there. Vince Freeze and then Zayden Davidson. Gonna look here a little further back. 34 cars still on the lead lap. Domcap's still in the race. As we look through the field of race cars, still on the racetrack. It'll be 40 to go, Zach, when we come back.
Yep, and this could be the money run, Noah, if we get to go green flag racing here. 39 laps to go. Can they make it all the way to the end, or is saving fuel going to be in the cards to win you this race?
I think James Fox is thinking to himself, this is going to be a good opportunity for him to try and get back to victory lane. He's got lap cars to deal with. RJ Bishop got a cut tire, had to pit and change that, fill a lap down. Same with Aiden Shepard. But here comes Stinson, going to make that move, following the lap cars to get up into second position. Perkins, Marchese, DeMax, but Zayden Davidson's still out there having a clean day. Still got a long ways to go, but championship rivals up there in the points right now. Namely, Dejon Weeks. Weeks is currently getting 2 points on the board, and Davidson currently none. And that would put Dejon Weeks only 2 points behind Davidson in the championship fight, but a long ways to go. And Turner's got a good gap. The field will slowly reel him back in when they get single file. I think when they get
right now, Turner's kind of got an alliance partner there, and RJ kind of holding up Dane Stinson here, man. I mean, as a lap car, I kind of get it. A little bit of alliance work, but I mean, it is lap 63. Just get out of the way.
And Turner's teammate, James Shelley. We haven't talked about him a whole lot in the top 10. He's not been there. And Shelley, he's won here at the Indy 250 before. Ford desperately need a good day today. They need to finish the deal out. They got 2 cars in position here. Jordan Fisher, another part-time effort. This is a Martin Motorsports car, and Martin Motorsports is usually really good here at Indianapolis. Shade Eves is a little further back still in this picture too. Looks like he's got some damage though on the front. May have been during pit stops.
Yeah, pit road can get very hectic, but we've seen Vince Freeze up at the front here earlier in the race, and now Jordan Fisher has made his way up into the top 10, looking to close further towards the top 5.
Fisher's always been a big talent of the Sony Cup Series, moved down to the Napa Truck Series, found some success there. Having some part-time. Yeah. And Fisher, I mean, he's won a couple races here and there. It's not often that part-time racers actually get wins in the Sony Cup Series, but it could come today. Kyle Collins was in the top 10 earlier before his issues. And Fisher's another one of those guys, another one of those open cars out there on the racetrack having a great day right now. But Shelley trying to figure out that 96, and that 96 is trying to figure out the 87. And Eric DeMax closing in on Jesse Turner.
Max with a huge run, going to send it here into turn 1, but Turner shuts the door.
Shelley getting held up by affiliate teammate. Here comes Stinson and Jordan Fisher. Here comes Fox too.
That's the top 5 all by RJ Bishop now. Spence Freeze looking to move up, get past RJ as well, as the Max is going to challenge Turner again for the lead here in turn 3.
This would be a big statement for Joseph Strigley Racing to get their first win as an organization here at Indianapolis. You know that win's coming at some point this season. You cannot run this well and just not finish with a win at some point. But teammates at the front of the pack. Stinson, though, looking to get his first points of the season and make that a win. He's been a phenomenal rookie. Look at Fisher here in the 55. Leans over on, oh man, that could have been so bad. Fox leans over.
They're still leaning doors down the back straightaway.
3 wide entering turn 3. DeMax round the outside trying to keep it there. Fisher's in the left rear. Oh, contact!
Oh.
James
They didn't give each other any room. Oh, this is going to be bad.
Aaron DeMax spinning. Whoa! Jordan Fisher's upside down. Spinning on the racetrack. Oh, a big hit Bobby Jones slams into Jordan Fisher, a nasty crash, exiting turn 4. More cars
still
piling
in. It's the big one at Indy off of turn 4, man.
Miles
they're still
Mashburn gets
wrecking.
spun by Peter Onjak. More crashing further up. Rodriguez and Shade Eves. Dylan Young's on pit road. Anderson's on pit road.
That was a bad, bad crash for Jordan Fisher. Did not like where he got hit on the driver's side.
Jordan Fisher in the 55. We were just talking about how a great day he was having. And Fisher went upside down. This was a lap previous.
Let's see how this all gets set up here, because this got set up coming out of turn 2.
Stinson put DeMax in a compromised position, and Fisher was getting challenged by Silver Fox.
Silver Fox really squeezed Fisher here, and then that really didn't let Fisher give DeMax a ton of room.
And we know how DeMax is. He was going to send it around the outside. He's made this work before, but he wasn't quite clear, and Fisher couldn't move up, and Silver Fox was pushing the issue down low, barely clips DeMax, and a weird rollover by Jordan Fisher, and he gets nailed in the driver's door. That is a terrible accident.
Yeah, that was Bobby Jones that hit him, and then more cars just came flying in off of turn 4. Man, Bobby got nailed by, I think, Charles Sanford there. Sent him spinning like a top. And then I don't know what Onjak and Mashburn were doing. They're kind of goofy. Looked like they were door banging each other, and Peter said, that's enough of that.
A little further back, we're looking at spectator cam. Bobby Jones is the one that hit Jordan Fisher.
Yeah, he just had nowhere to go.
That was almost a dead stop, too. Jack Anderson.
What are Charles Sanford and Ryan Acosta doing, man?
Sanford and Acosta teammates. Wow, Peter Onjak right rearing Mashburn. But that was a big hit for both. Fisher, just look at this accident.
Let's get a slow-mo shot of this. This was vicious.
Further up the racetrack, Sean Perkins wanted to come to pit road, slowed in front of everybody. He gets rear-ended. But going like 120, slamming into the driver door of Jordan Fisher, slowing down to about 40 mile an hour. But that was a nasty hit.
Yeah, but it's not over. Who is that? I think that was that Jacques Anderson that hit Bobby first, and then Charles Sanford just comes flying in like 2 minutes after the wreck. I don't know, Peter. I'm looking at the 4 in the 07, and it looks like Mashburn was turning up the track in the Onjak. I don't think Onjak could have really done anything there to prevent himself. What a
Sanford?
hit.
Sanford and Acosta, they lifted like the last minute for the accident. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think a penalty might be in order there, because I don't understand that at all.
Last minute lifts off, and both Sanford and Acosta, man. And we'll take a look at that with Mashburn. We still got a couple incidents to look at. Mashburn and Onjak.
Yeah, so let's see. The 4's got no rear end, by the way. I don't know if he got rear-ended on pit road, but so they're both turning down the track. They're trying to miss Calamity. They start door banging. And, I mean, Mashburn's turning up so he doesn't hit the pit wall, and I don't know if Peter and him just got hooked together or if Peter didn't give him enough room. But it causes Mashburn to get spun up into the outside wall. And what happened with Hannah Allen?
Hannah Allen.
Oh, what are you doing?
Allen further back trying to miss the accident. Bobby Jones clips Allen. That was a heavy hit for Jordan Fisher. Driver's door. And then Allen was just driving away. Maybe looking at her dash or something. Just not looking where she's going. And just hits the left front on the pit wall. And out of the race.
Yeah, this was a big wreck. And yeah, what happened to Perkins here? Perkins gets involved.
Perkins was right there just outside the points. He just barely clipped Fisher and then slammed on brakes in front of the pack to try and get to pit road.
Oh my god, there was a whole nother wreck here.
It's like you can
Can we go to Helicam for this? I think Helicam might be good. Yeah, it looks like he just clipped Fisher, and then right here he just slams on the brake like he wants to go to pit road, and you can't do that. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Everyone had just cleared the accident, and then Perkins stops. Everyone's checking up.
Wallenberg and the Rodriguez and the Shadys, Aiden Shepard. Yeah, I don't know what Perkins was thinking. You know, someone like that, you know, Noah, that's always so critical of how others are doing on the track, what they're doing on the track, and that was just a plain brain fart there by the driver of the 57. I don't know why he slammed his brakes.
You can see it here, the telemetry right here. Perkins, he gets to 150 and then
Yeah,
hits the
stop.
brakes. Just absolutely slams the brakes.
Yeah, that's 100% on Perkins there, that secondary. I don't know what he was thinking.
Really worried about Jordan Fisher as well. That door hit. Let's get on board with Bobby Jones, because this happens at such high speed, just right there before you get to the car, and he hits to max too. Almost comes to like a complete stop, and then the fact that Jones gets absolutely drilled by Sanford was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the officials here are going to have a lot to unpack from this one. Penalties, maybe. I just hope, you know, Fisher and Bobby Jones are okay, because they got the worst of it.
Eric DeMax, one of the best cars today. Tried to send it around the outside, just barely got clipped by Fisher. Well, his day is going to be done. Final pit stops of the day are unfolding. Going to see where everyone lines up for this restart. Dane Stinson is going to be your race leader after all this, with less than 30 to go. Bobby Jones and Jordan Fisher, Charles Sanford, a lot of guys took massive impacts, and we're going to hope that they're okay, and we'll get a report post-race on their conditions, and penalties likely coming after the race too, because some of that was a little over the top. Looks like Bobo Jones, who's got damage further back. I think that's Bobo Jones. Lip.
Looks like he blew up.
Car had been involved in some accidents, and Jones out of the race. How about Vince Freeze, last week's winner? He's going to the inside of Stinson on the restart, trying to get the win again. We have not really talked a ton about Vince Freeze, but he's going to try and get redemption there.
That wreck really shuffled up this field, Noah, and I think, you know, everyone's good on gas now. You got Vince Freeze up here. You got Dane Stinson up here. You've got Marchese, James Shelley. I mean, we've seen Silver Fox, Turner, Dejon, and Davidson for most of this race, but that accident, man, just really has shuffled this up.
Freeze takes the lead, with Stinson now down to second. Marchese's there in third. James Shelley, Jesse Turner. Zayden Davidson right there with Dejon Weeks, too. Aiden Shepard a lap down. There's Silver Fox. He's still in this. Cole Baker is one of those guys we haven't talked about all day. He's there in ninth. And Cole Baker's not scored a point all season. And with some big names taken out of that last impact, that last wreck, Baker could theoretically try and score some points here. Here comes Carol Farrell. Farrell scored his first points at Road Atlanta. He moves up into ninth, putting Baker back to 10th. Will Goss just behind Baker. I wonder if Goss would let Baker have that top 10 if it came down to it, since he's got points already in the cards. But up front, closing in on the fourth quarter of this race, Vince Freeze leads over Stinson. Stinson very quietly has been very good this race, but he's just not been dominating like his teammate was. And Stinson going to try and finish this off. Jesse Turner, two-time champion, going for third.
Going to be 26 laps to go, just about 3/4 of the way through the Indy 250. And it is go time.
Looking here, looks like about 14 cars. Looking a little further back, Patrick Smith in the 04 This is a lot of teams here, like Malik Nevins. They're all trying to get some points. Nevins is an open car, but the 04 for sure needs all the points they can get. Just outside of it, Cole Baker's got the 10th position. Will Goss is in 11th. Patrick Smith's got some damage, though. That's going to really hurt his chances today. Dylan Schwellenberg in the 10. He took some damage earlier, and I'm surprised how bad it's hindering him. But he's looking to race with Nevins and Patrick Smith.
How about a little further back here? I know this isn't in the points, but Allison Liera is up here inside the top 20. Peter Onjak without a rear end, also in the top 20. How about Diego Yepes?
Yepes is down in 17th position, but this would probably be his personal best finish of the season. And it's important that you get as best of a finish as possible and stay in the game. You never know what could happen. You could see more accidents and finish higher up, even if you don't score in the points. Maybe not all top 33 cars score a top 10 at season's end. You got to be able to have the best finish, and that's what a lot of these guys are going for.
We take a quick rush through the back of the field here. We see all the guys that are damaged. Shades, Matthew Rodriguez, Logan Cloud without the front, and Mitchell Collins looks really slow.
To be over half the track behind, that's pitiful.
Bishop and Shepard are a lap down, and everybody else is out of the race. You've got Bobo Jones, Samuel England, Eric the Max, Sean Perkins, Miles Mashburn, Acosta, Bobby Jones, Charles Sanford, Jordan Fisher, who we really hope is okay. No updates yet. Dylan Young, Jacques Anderson, Hannah Allen, Dom Caps, man. Joseph Shrigley, Cody Lamas.
A lot of cars out of the race here.
Actually, what happened to Joseph Shrigley and Cody Lamas? Were they in an accident? I totally forgot.
I'm sitting here trying to think the same thing just now. Was the caution flag out? The caution was out. Are we just now discovering something that happened?
This was the Dom Caps incident. Did something happen on pit road?
Did Turner wreck him under yellow?
Cody Lamas isn't even in the. Lamas isn't even in this picture. I think.
Oh, an engine failure.
Shrigley blew up under caution.
We didn't even catch that.
Wow. Well, at least we got it on video.
Joseph Shrigley, this is the second week in a row.
So then what happened to Cody? Let's see. What happened to Cody?
This was on the same lap. Oh, a wreck under yellow.
Oh, this is where Onjak got his rear end damage.
Runs right in the back of Peter Onjak. Thought that was in a wreck of some sort. Malik Nevins was smart and ducked out of line. But
they were all slowing up, and Cody just straight up ran into Peter. Didn't see it, I guess. He must have been looking at his dashes.
Wow. Well, two incidents on the same lap back on lap 58 that we completely missed that took out Cody Lamas and Joseph Shrigley. Shrigley was in the lead. And I can't believe we didn't think to look at that. To look at what happened with Shrigley. That's crazy.
Well, now we got to go back to, I think, what was it, 78?
Lap 78. With 22 laps to go almost. 23.
Yeah. 23 right now. So you got Freeze in the lead. Marchese up to second, getting challenged by Davidson. Looks like Davidson's going to take that position with Turner right in tow, looking to maybe draft past before they get into turn 3, because, 3 and 4 are not good for the bottom. And, man, Turner was able to get it done. I don't know, Marchese got tight in turn 2 or what.
Very impressive by Jesse Turner there.
About an 8-car battle right now, I think, with Shelley right there in 8th. A bit of a gap back to, I think that's Cole Baker. Yeah, you got them. Baker and Farrell are stuck behind RJ Bishop. They got to be careful here. They might want to get by him, or they're going to lose touch with the top 8.
Baker looks like he might have some sort of hood damage. Not entirely sure. He's trying to stay with the leaders. But they are in the top 10, and that's what they're wanting to do, is score some points. Baker for sure needs them. Has not scored a top 10 yet this season. Neither has Dane Stinson or James Shelley. And I'm surprised that Shelley is yet to score a point this season. Dane could have scored top 10s a lot this year. Just has not made it happen. Mitchell Collins getting out of the way, getting parked by the FBRL off the pace.
Yeah, they just parked him in time, too, or he was going to really impact this battle for the lead.
20 laps to go.
21.
Oh, yeah, 21. Close enough.
It's all good. It's close. Yeah, close enough.
Who's your pick to win this one? Got about 8 cars here, maybe 10.
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say Dane Stinson somehow gets it back up there and gets this done for his first career W.
If James Sorefox can get up there, I think Sorefox could be a realistic threat. We've talked about him earlier. He was fast. I can't tell if he's got the slightest hood damage, maybe. I don't think he does. But he's been really fast.
I think they're really strung out right now, and it's going to take some passes for the lead to get them bunched back up. And here it is, Davidson to the inside of Freeze. Now Marchese looking to the inside of Turner.
Zayden Davidson has yet to score a win this season. He's been the championship leader for the opening 6 races. And I don't know how, with this new format, that you could be leading the points with 0 wins. But he's doing it. And the closest competitor to him in the points, well, Caps and Shrigley could have took the points lead exiting this race, but they needed a win to do that. And they're both out of the race. And Davidson looks like he's going to end up getting a top 10 if he can keep it on the road. But Dejon Weeks in the 30, I think he might have got tagged by Stinson entering turn 1. That was so close. But Weeks could still take the championship lead. He's only 4 back, just maybe the slightest bit of contact by the 96 and the 30.
Yeah, that was aggressive driving there by Weeks. He knew, man. He knew if he got put to the outside, he was going to lose maybe 2 to 3 positions there, and you can't lose those positions here now, especially with it. It looks like the top 3 might be drafting away.
Sorefox loses position to Cal Farrell. But yeah, you're right. But here comes Freeze once again. Vince Freeze for the lead, but Davidson round the outside. The outside's where you want to be, but actually, look at Marchese kind of helping Freeze to the inside.
Yeah, he knows they need to draft, but Marchese's going to leave the door open for Turner, and that's going to stick Marchese on the outside.
Weeks
now here comes
aggressive.
Weeks. Here comes Weeks. You know, talked about
it
last
contact!
lap. Oh,
the top 2 in the championship rub doors.
That was almost a Logan Cloud Dom Cap situation all over again, but they kept it straight. Amazing driving by these two.
Championship rivals at this point in the season. Weeks wanting to put the 91 behind him. Almost 3 wide once again. They're all contact. Marchese trying to get his nose back in there. Weeks shoves the 91 out of the way. They're still 3 wide. Davidson lifts out of the throttle completely. The championship leader says, you can have that one for now. I will be back. Not even going to push it there. Almost got taken out right there.
That was almost lap 67 all over again.
That was almost a tank slapper. Oh, that's a tank slapper. Somebody got put in the wall. Dane Stinson.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know if he ran out of room or if he got tight. Oh, was this another borderline 3 wide? Oh, Baker sent it in late, and Stinson didn't know there were 3 there, and he kind of got shoved up the line, and he hits it off the outside wall.
Yep, you're right. Exactly, Zach. Going to take it on board with Davidson real quick. Just look at this. Sorefox knows very late that Baker's there, but Stinson didn't know they went 3 and got put in the wall. Baker very aggressive there, trying to get as much points as possible. Can't blame him. He's got 0 so far.
That might cost Stinson the draft here, but Freeze and Turner, they're running, man. They keep fighting for 3rd, and it's letting these 2 just run.
Vince Freeze, Jesse Turner, way out ahead. But Marchese looking to get on the podium. Weeks trying to fight back, just doesn't really have any friends. Cal Farrell for North Border Motorsports. There's Baker again.
Dejon with another amazing drive into turn 1 to shut the door on Marchese and hold this position, but They really need to start working together here. They're gonna lose touch with Turner here. They're about to lose him.
It'll be 15 to go when we come back. Top two single file trying to pull the gap. More than a second is Weeks behind the race leader. Marchese again to the inside. Weeks does not look as great as he has earlier in the race. Marchese, there's Logan Cloud, really slow.
He doesn't look too bad, but we'll have to see if the officials ask him to pull off to the pit lane here.
Seems like he might be reaching just at minimum speed.
Well, we know why he got wrecked, because his best lap's a 43.666. He was cursed.
Oh my God. Here comes Turner for the lead. Jesse Turner has won a race in every single season he's been a part of. Him and Jesse Turner, both. Well, at least in the modern era, at least. The modern era from 2015 on now. Him and Curtis are the only drivers to do that.
Marchese and Shelley really like to see this. They want to see these two as side-by-side as often. Shelley's actually going to go for third here, with James Silverfox right behind him to take fourth.
Silverfox has emerged back in the top 5. And Davidson slowly but surely reeling himself back in with Dejon Weeks. I don't know if he was too happy about getting shoved out in the gray area. He's going to the inside of Anthony Marchese. Davidson's played it super smart all season in this points race. Turner's going to get the lead because, oh man, Freeze maybe not too happy. If he would have turned him, that would have been a disastrous accident into the pit wall.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be either directly in the pit wall or maybe clipping it into pit road. It would have been very bad.
He's just up to minimum speed. And this is another one of those guys that's got 0 points in the bag. He's out there hoping there's another big accident, and he's trying to get his personal best finish out there in case something does happen, so you can't really fault him for not giving up at this point.
Dejon going to send it on James. Shelley just can't quite get to his inside. They just keep battling. They just keep battling for third, man. They gotta stop doing that. They gotta start closing in, or it's still just going to be between Turner and Freeze here. 12 to go this time by in the Indy 250.
And the thing is, Turner got the lead due to a lot of help because of Logan Cloud. And you're not going to get that kind of help with it being a two-man race at this point. You need a little bit of assistance from behind to be able to get some help.
Do we have any more lappers up ahead here? No one.
I don't think we'll get another one.
They are in turn 1 there and turn 3. Yeah, no. There's no way.
It'll be 11 to go when we get back. Turner really got the lead at a favorable position there. And with James Shelley on the podium currently, reeling the gap in now. Yeah, this is
Shelley's pulling Dejon Marchese and Davidson now. This could get very interesting. You know, we saw Turner leading early from the pole. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Then fell back and then has resurged a bit. And now Freeze, though, to his inside, going to look to take the lead here through turn 2, and he gets it. Just like that.
Wow. Both Vince Freeze and Jesse Turner, they race so similarly, really. Freeze and Turner does. And they're well liked in the garage area because of how they both carry themselves. Shelley right to the back bumper now. It's Turner Performance on the podium. They have struggled massively this season. This would be a huge turnaround for the organization. Shelley's there while Weeks slowly slides back some.
Now we've seen Cole Baker, Dane Simpson, Cal Farrell have kind of lost touch here with the battle. Silverfox could be on the border of that as well, but 10 laps to go. Anything can happen here.
Baker looks pretty good. Nobody really around him unless a yellow flag were to come out. Doesn't look like Will Goss, Dylan Schwellenberg, Malik Nevins. Still a great day for the 98 for Breeding Enterprises.
Very impressive for Nevins there in 12th. Patrick Smith in 14th. And then a bunch of damage cars here. Shade Eves, Matt Rod. Liera, I believe, is clean, but just not a lot of pace. So She's back here with the damage cars, and then you got Onjak and Yepes rounding out those on the lead lap, all inside the top 20.
And they're all racing really hard. You know, Yepes has got something to fight for, because if he can get up to 15th or even 16th or 17th, trying to improve his personal best finish, that's going a long ways in the charter battle.
But all eyes are going to be on this battle for the win now. It's a 3-horse race between Freeze, Turner, and Shelley.
Racing for the lead and the win of the Indianapolis 250. Can Vince Freeze hold his nerve and take home the win? He's got two of the best behind him, James Shelley and Jesse Turner. They've both won this race before in the past. Turner looks to the inside once again. He's got some help from James Shelley. He's got some time if he wants to be patient, but he's going to take it now to the inside of Vince Freeze, bringing teammate James Shelley.
Shelley's clear off of turn 2. Now here comes Weeks with a big run on Freeze. What can he do here in turn 3? Not the optimal corner. You see he's just going to fall short. Now that's going to open the door for Davidson to look for 4th.
This is not what Dejon Weeks wanted. He wanted to be finishing ahead of Zayden Davidson. The championship battle, 4 points separating the two of them. And if Weeks can be ahead of him, he draws to within 2 points of the championship lead. If he's behind him, he's 6 points back after this. Marchese gets by him.
Weeks couldn't shut the door on him that time. He was too far up on the left rear tire. And Silver Fox is going to follow by, as well as Marchese. So now Weeks from 4th place down to 7th.
Top 3 kind of look like the favorite. I don't think Marchese really has the pace for those guys up ahead. Davidson in the 91, we haven't been able to really tell. He's been mixing and shuffling with these guys behind them. Can he draft up to the 71 and give them a headache? It'll be 6 to go.
I gotta say right now, easiest place to pass here for the lead is going to be in turns 1 and 2. But if you make a good enough move down into 3 and hold it side by side off of 4, if you get draft help down the front straightaway, you might just draft your way past the leader coming to the checkered flag. But you want to get it done in 1 and 2.
Vince Freeze is going to be in a really tough position because he kind of needs a little bit of an assist to draft by. He maybe can do it by himself. But with James Shelley immediately behind, that is just not the car he wants to see in his rearview mirror. Shelley's going to give him hell with 5 to go. Jesse Turner's in a good position here.
It's going to be all about setting this up, Noah, and you said it right. Turner is in a great spot. He's just got to maintain this gap. Don't let Vince Freeze get too close. As he's starting to get close here down the back straightaway. If he does get close here, you know, turn 3 and 4, you can make it work defensively. On that outside line, you see Turner running that line, trying to make sure Freeze can't really get under him, can't get that nose there. But the top 5 are bumper to bumper here, pretty much even gap between them all.
Yeah, this is the closest they've been.
If Freeze makes a move here on Turner, it could send Turner all the way back to 5th.
And that's a ton of points lost from 1st to 5th. That's 15 points gone, 25 for the win here. Davidson looks like he may want to take a run here at James Shelley. If they start racing for 3rd, this is going to really open the door for Turner to try and pull a gap. But Freeze does get a little closer now. Oh, here he comes.
He's going to peek the nose here in the turn 4, but this is going to be a good defensive line for Turner. See, Turner clears him easily, and now here comes Shelley. Will Shelley make a move into turn 1?
Turner kind of backed Freeze up into Shelley. Shelley's going to make a move, Zach.
3 laps to go. This is probably going to take Freeze out of the contention for the win. Maybe not. Davidson got moved up by Marchese. Here comes Marchese and Silver Fox now.
James Shelley's up to 2nd position. Now they're racing for 2nd position. Jesse Turner's in such a good spot. Weeks is to the back bumper of Davidson. Here comes Silver Fox again. He's wanting another 3rd place. Contact between him and Marchese.
Really sent Marchese offline. Freeze is now right up the bumper of Silver Fox, trying to get him clear Marchese, and he'll do that. It looks like Freeze will clear Marchese as well. Back up the 4th.
Shelley in equal equipment to the 17. He's going to have to get right into the back bumper. We've seen this before between these two. James Shelley and Jesse Turner. This team is so good at Indianapolis. Martin Motorsports is too, so it's not a surprise to see Vince Freeze up here. Usually it was Dom Capps giving them a headache. Today, it's Vince Freeze. In the middle of all them, Mr. Third Place, James Silverfox, looking for 3 straight races to be on the podium, but he's looking for a couple more positions. We'll come back to the white flag.
Silver Fox really needs something to get punched up here. He needs Shelley to make a move, but Freeze almost runs him over here.
I think that hurt Freeze.
Yeah, that's going to hurt third on back here. It's going to be down to Shelley and Turner here on the white flag. Does Shelley make the move? Does he get enough of a run?
Oh, Marchese, I thought he was going to take a swipe at Freeze. But yeah, Shelley needs to get a big run on Jesse Turner, but I think Turner may have just enough of a gap.
It's going to take something crazy here for Shelley to get enough of a run to make the move on Turner. But Turner, I think he's got enough of a gap here into turn 3.
Jesse Turner through 3 and 4. It's been a miserable season for Jesse Turner to start. Same with James Shelley. Rounding 3 and 4. Turner Performance Racing. Hello. 1-2. What a slow start to the season for them. But Jesse Turner's going to go back to victory lane, winning the Indy 250.
Statement by the team here of Turner Performance Racing. 1-2 finish. Turner and Shelley. Just could not be touched here at the end.
Jesse Turner from 2015 all the way now to 2023. That is 9 straight years. 9 straight seasons that Jesse Turner has won a race. That is very impressive. DJ Curtis is the only other driver that has the possibility of extending that record to 9 for this season. Curtis hasn't won yet. Turner got his first today of the season. Yeah, but big statement by the organization. 1-2. Shelley needed the points. And Silver Fox, 3 straight races in a row. That's 45 points bagged in the last 3 races for Silver Fox. Third place, Vince Freeze and Marchese making up the top 5. Weeks was able to get around Davidson at the end. He gets 2 extra points on Davidson, which means Weeks is now only 2 back to Zayden Davidson in the championship battle. Dane Stinson gets 8th. He gets points. Same with James Shelley. So it looks as though and Farrell and Cole Baker making up the top 10. James Shelley, Dane Stinson, Cole Baker. 3 more drivers that get added to the list of scoring a top 10 for this season. We'll look at the rest of the finishing results whenever we can get them pulled up. Wonder where they're at. There they are. There's your top 10 on the right. Turner, Shelley, Silverfox, Freeze, Marchese, Weeks, Davidson, Stinson, Farrell, and Baker getting points this afternoon. A lot of cars finishing out of the race. As you see, 22 cars finished at the end, with Logan Cloud trying to make something happen at the very end. He's the last of the runners. But yeah, half the field did not finish. It was a chaotic race. And you're going to have to tune in the Discord to see the conditions on those drivers and possible penalties that happen after the race. But we will pull up the championship standings. Can't even get it pulled up, can I? Usually it'll pull up, but hold on. I got it pulled up over here. So, let's see here. Try and get it pulled up at least. Alright. 25 points bagged for James Shelley. Jesse Turner. 18 points for the 71 team. Like we mentioned, Shelly has yet to score points this season. It's been a slow start for Charm Performance Racing. Big up for them to be able to find victory lane. Who was after Silver Fox? Silver Fox got 3rd place and got on the podium. Look at that. 15, 15, 15. Vince Freeze getting 4th today. That's 12 points in the bag for him. And then 5th position's Anthony Marchese. He continues to be very fast. It was a kind of a quiet day in the first half for him. Dejon Weeks getting 8 points. 6 points for Zayden Davidson. Cal Farrell, back-to-back finishes in the points for that small team. It's a great day for those guys. Dane Stinson in the 96. One of those that just finally scoring their first points of the season. And Cole Baker. Baker just shy of finishing in the points at Daytona. Finally gets on the board here today. And there's the official standings. We'll get them pulled up in full screen for you. Well, one day at least. What do you think, Zach, after Indianapolis?
Say a very good race. A lot of maybe questionable aggressive moves. I think some of them, you can kind of chalk up to just an unfortunate situation, especially the Dom Caps Logan Cloud one. I mean, that 56 car, he had such a run, and, Dom just, I don't think he got told in time, and came down for his corner, thought he was clear, and then, contact emerged, and then, I don't know if, you look at the big wreck. I really hope Jordan Fisher and Bobby Jones are okay, but, sadly, the cars don't have safer barriers inside the doors, and, the foam and stuff can only do so much. But if they are hurt, I hope they have a speedy recovery. And then, I'm just not really sure what they were doing after the initial wreck there. I don't know if something malfunctioned on that 57 car, because he's claiming, Sean Perkins is claiming he didn't hit the brakes, but maybe a malfunction on the brakes, because that car just started stopping, man. So maybe involuntarily on Perkins there that his car just started stopping on him.
He ended up rolling away anyway, so I'm not sure. But
yeah, and then Onjack and Mashburn were doing some goofy stuff there too.
And Alan drilling the pit wall, not even watching where she's going. And then that was aggressive driving. 3 wide around the outside. Eric DeMax trying to keep it there. Silver Fox, who ended up going on to finish 3rd, was keeping his nose down there. Fisher just in the sandwich. Couldn't quite keep it straight. Got spun sideways when he just barely clipped DeMax. That was a crazy flip that he had. And then getting drilled by Bobby Jones. That was such a hard impact. And then Sanford and Acosta not really using their heads and slowing down at the last minute. Drilling Bobby Jones. A lot of hard hits there. But later on, I mean, we talked about how, Shelly wasn't good all race, it felt like, until the second half. He was outside the top 10. And Jesse Turner in the first 5 laps was up there, but had fell outside the top 10. Came back through the field late. Vince Freeze was fast today. He closed up in the championship lead. He's now within a race. He's actually a whole race back to Davidson. Silver Fox is an entire race behind Davidson in the championship fight. So it's possible that 4 drivers, again, entering the next race. I think it's Richmond going to next race. That could take the championship lead. But it's still really tight at the top of the standings. It's been a heck of a start to the year for a lot of the guys. But for Turn Performance Racing. This was a huge turnaround for them. Any final thoughts, Zach? Or is that all you had to say?
I got nothing else. That was a good show overall.
Well, we'll wrap it up from here. That's your final championship standings heading into the next race at Richmond. And, well, we'll see you for next time. Jesse Tunner is victorious once again in the Indianapolis 250 and has closed up the gap in the standings. He's now 32 behind Davidson. Could be a threat to win his third championship in the Sony Cup Series. But 7 other drivers ahead of him have had a better start to the season. And we'll continue to monitor the championship battle through the year. And follow along in the Discord down below. I will post it in the comments immediately after the stream has ended. And we have a lot of news to discuss following the Indy 250. But be sure to tune in 2 weeks' time when we go to Richmond. And we'll see you for the next race. Goodbye.